Hello guys, it's Louise here from Crazy Borgies. I hope you're all well and fine on this beautiful March day. I am filming really late in the evening, hence why I'm talking so low and so quiet, because the kiddies are all upstairs and I want to keep things as calm as possible so I can film this video. So today's video is going to be a floss tube, and this one is from BIGGESTCRAFT. It was $8.99 on the website, and it is Mr. Spongebob Squarepants. We're still on this SpongeBob theme at the moment. So there's Rio. She's obviously not quite tired enough yet. Okay, so this one is an 11 count Ada cloth. It is a big one. So I have made a little start on it. This one is 216 stitches by 129 stitches, 40 by 60 centimeters, and we have 26 different colors on here. But there is a lot of color blocking, okay? As you can see, we've got all of the background is color blocked as well down here, and anywhere that you see a large number printed like that means a color blocked area. Okay, hang on one second guys. Okay, sorry about that. My little one is really clingy at the moment, and she just wants to be around me all the time at the moment. I don't understand. She's gone from hating me to just wanting to be around me all the time. So anyway, and now the pallette's starting. This is floss tube number 33. Okay, and as I said, this one was gifted to me by BIGGESTCRAFT. So let's get stitching, let's get starting. But first and foremost, if I could ask you, if you're new to my channel, to please like, subscribe, share, comment down below. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram on Crazy Borgies Diamond Arts, and hit the little notification bell, which will notify you of my future video uploads. Okay guys, right, so I'm going to show you what I've done so far. It's nothing major. It's just this little section down here. Let me zoom you up, hang on a second. So I just started some of the blue blue shading. So I've done a little bit of this section down here. Okay, I've done a little bit of the blue, and then because I was getting fed up of doing the blue, I've done a bit of this white colour here as well. So I'm just going to carry on stitching with you for a bit. I don't know how long this floss tube will be, if I will get interrupted or not, who knows. But I'm going to answer some questions as well from last week's floss tube. So let's zoom you up a bit. Actually, why am I zooming you up when I can just bring you a bit? Hang on, there. I think that should be okay. So first question I'm going to ask, or reply I'm going to give to, is from Jane Connolly. She asked me about any tips and suggestions I can give her as a beginner to cross stitch. Okay, so the only thing I would say is cross stitch is a little different to diamond painting, as in it is a longer process for sure. When you have to change your colour, you have to, you know, it's a lot more time consuming than just changing colour in diamond painting. But I would say practice makes perfect. I myself, I'm not by no means a professional, you know. I'm not, I'd say I'm still fairly a beginner myself. Okay, but it's like anything, practice makes perfect. the more you spend on the craft, learning the craft of any craft, actually, not just cross stitch, of diamond painting, of painting in general, drawing, even whatever craft you're into, the more you spend trying to learn it, the more you will find what works best for you. And what works best for you might not necessarily work best for the next person. Okay, so just get a small kit, nothing too, that's what I did. I started with Mr. Fox and bought just a cheap little kit off Amazon, and that's how I learn, really, is self-taught by watching lots of tutorials, stopping, pausing, practicing, you know, all that. It all helps, it really does. And don't get disheartened, because it's like anything, it does take time to learn. I'm still learning things now myself. I still make mistakes now myself. Okay, it's a learn as you go sort of craft. Okay, so next thing is she asked me to show her how to do a half stitch, and it's really simple. A half stitch is just half of a cross, so that is a half stitch. Okay, now for the purpose of this, for Jane in particular, okay, so you go through the bottom of the square, the bottom left hand side, okay, pull it up, and then you go to the top right hand side, okay, as you're looking at it, obviously. Okay, and that is literally just a half stitch, and then a full stitch, which is a cross stitch, is just back over like that to make a full cross. That is it. That is your full stitch. That is your half stitch. Okay, now there are other stitches, but there's the back stitch, which is basically just stitching over your stitched area, but that's a bit further on down the line for a beginner. And just trying to see what I've done here with this cross. Actually, it looks a bit dodgy, but I think it's my stitching. Okay, but you know, it's like anything, if you make a mistake, don't worry about it, because that's the thing that I got really obsessed with mistakes when I first started cross stitch, and I nearly threw my cross stitch out several times because I was so like, oh, it's wrong, I've done it wrong, I'm gonna have to unstitch it. And you know, it doesn't matter if you stitch an area in the wrong color. It's, say for example, if you've got two shades of pink and you've done one area in the wrong shade of pink, and it really doesn't matter, it doesn't, you know. I mean, we all want to be a perfectionist when it comes to our arts and crafts, but at the end of the day, you know, it's just a hobby, isn't it? It's just a hobby, and part of having a hobby is to enjoy it. And now I'm sort of learning that, you know, at the end of the day, if you make a mistake, it doesn't matter, because it's unique then, isn't it? It's your piece of work, you know. And as I've always said, I'm sure even the great artists of this time, some of their greatest pieces of work were made by accidents. They didn't mean it to come out in a certain way, the painting that it was meant to, and all the rest of it, you know. So embrace the mistakes you make is what I'm trying to say, because it's all about learning. and you can only learn through the mistakes that you make. Okay, so I hope that helps, Jane. And you know, you will have days where you're like, oh, thinking, you know, I don't want to learn this craft, I've had enough of it, and you might feel like throwing it out the window, because trust me, I did when I first started. My daughter actually said to me, my eldest said to me the other day, when you first started that fox cross stitch, Mum, she said, I nearly got it and threw it out, because the amount of times I heard you screaming about it, or, you know, moaning at me about it. And it was just because I was so determined to learn it that I drove myself insane about it, guys. But, you know, I'm glad I did persevere, because I wasn't going to persevere at first, but I did, and now I love cross stitch. It's one of my most relaxing hobbies. Okay, so let me just cast off, and then we're going to go on to this white colour, because I've had enough of stitching this blue now. So hang on 1 second, guys. Okay, so I'm back. I'm now working with this white floss here, which is, let me see, trying to get it so I'm not going through the stitch, but sometimes it's impossible. Okay, so this is DMC code 21, which is 3756. So that is a white colour. Although on the picture itself it looks more like a sandy sort of creamy colour. But we'll trust the process, and we'll see what it looks like at the end. I saw a gorgeous cross stitch actually on, I think it was on one of those Facebook ads. It was some flowers in pink and red, and I was like, oh, I love that one, I really do. I'm gonna get it soon, I think, if I see it. But yes, I hope you've all had a pleasant weekend. It is Saturday here at the moment in the UK. It's Saturday. I'm getting my dates wrong. My dates, all of them wrong. I think it's the 11th today. Is it the 11th? Let me check, because I know that a few weeks ago I got my day wrong. Hang on a second. Okay, it's Saturday the 11th of March. I nearly said December then, honestly. Ow. Just poked myself through the other end of the needle. Ow. Mind you, at least I didn't make myself bleed this time. The other week I made myself bleed terribly. So, there. So yeah, right, let's go back to the comments on the last Flosstube video. So Michelle Goodman, she was asking me to show all my whips that I have, and she was talking about the beaded cross stitch. Now I will show you my beaded cross stitch at the end of this Flosstube video, but I have literally only just started learning beaded, honestly, beaded cross stitch myself, okay, and it's very, very fiddly, and the thread that they give you with any beaded cross stitch kit, it's very flimsy, you know, and the needle's even worse. The needle is awful. So I've actually got a beaded cross stitch, and it's come from Czech Republic, I think, and it's good, but the one thing I would say about it is it's not on Aida cloth, it's on actual like material. So I have to basically put the hole through the material as I'm doing it myself with my needle, which is harder because you're having to force the needle through. So I've done a little bit, and when I say a little bit, I'm talking about like maybe half a line, because it's got lots of different colours in it. So yeah, it's a tricky one, okay, but I'll show you it at the end. I'll show you the two kits that I got. I literally got them off Amazon. And there doesn't seem to be many. You have to look up beaded embroidery, it's called. It's not called beaded cross stitch, it's beaded embroidery. And yeah, it's there's not many kits, not many at all. So and it only comes in a couple of languages. So the kit that I've got only is written in Czech Republic language and English. It's not written the instructions in any other language. The beads are good, but again, the actual string they've given to thread it onto the fabric is very, very thin. Very thin. There. So, I don't know. I will get there with it. It's only a dinky one, because I'm not gonna what's the word I'm looking for, go large on a craft that I'm not sure about. I really thought I'd like beaded cross stitch, I really did, but now I've done it, I'm a bit like, oh god, this is actually really irritating, because you've got to get the bead, and the bead has to be facing a certain way, and you know, you have to make sure you've got the right coloured bead, and it's not like cross stitch where if you make a mistake you can just unthread it all. No, because you've got to watch your bead doesn't go flying off somewhere. it's very a bit annoying like that, you know. But yeah, I'll get there, I'll learn it, because I'm a bit stubborn when it comes to learning things. You know, I'm very much of the mindset that I will learn something if I want to learn it. But I prefer just cross stitching without a bead, I'll be honest with you, because it's just very, I don't know. But then you could hear me saying I love beaded cross stitch in a few months time, because you know, I felt the same way about cross stitch at one time or other. So, but I will show you the beaded cross stitch that I've got at the end, Michelle. As far as all my other whips that I'm doing, I'm really not working on that many, to be honest with you. I want to start working on a few more because, as I said last week, you know, I can't give an honest review of a product unless unless I've stitched on it myself. So yeah, okay, so let's go on over here. So I will be doing a few new starts. At the moment I think I've only got Spongebob, I've got who else am I doing? I've got my sunflower that I'm doing as well. That was just a cheapie off Amazon though. And we've got our Spring Valley that you've seen. I've got one of my winter kits that's like a Christmas village. And I've got another one as well on the go, I think. Oh, that was it. You know, the autumn, the foliar one of the cup. Yeah, I didn't get round to finishing that because I started getting fed up stitching on it. I just wanted to start something else. And I've got the Christmas, the Santa woodland one still going as well. But, you know, sometimes you just need to change, don't you? Because you do get fed up of working, or is it just me? I get fed up of working on the same one. It's something nice about making a new start, isn't there? I'm back, guys. I had to delete something off my camera because I'm filming on my... Am I going blurry here, or is it me? Hang on a second. I had to delete even something off the camera. So yeah, I don't have many whips, Michelle, but what I do have I will show you maybe next week's video, because at the moment I'm filming this in the evening and I don't want to make too much noise getting them out. So I have to say, I find white the most boring colour to stitch in and to diamond painting. Don't know why. It just bores me. Don't know. Is it just me? Am I the only crazy one? I don't know. have got my camera overhead today, so if it goes blurry, it might be because it's a bit near. I don't know. Maybe I should lift you up a bit. Whoa, there. A bit higher perhaps there. Yeah, my daughter's been on my case all day today, guys. All day, bless her. I don't know. Usually she can't stand being around me. I'm not going to lie. But now, all of a sudden, it's like she suddenly realised, oh, I actually quite like you because you feed me and do all nice things for me. It's really strange. Really strange. So I love her dearly. We just have a very unique relationship. My younger one of my younger ones, the one that has special needs. She's either really, really loving or really, really hates you. And when she hates you, it's not pleasant. It's really not pleasant. Got a terrible temper, but then, you know, at the same time I can understand, because, you know, if you can't talk, it's very frustrating, isn't it? Very frustrating. There. So I wanted to talk about the waxing of the thread as well, because I've been waxing this thread a lot since starting on this, and I'm noticing it's great for getting the for helping with the knots, yeah, the tangles and all that. But the one thing I'm finding is it's making it go very the fabric, when I stitch on it, it's making it go really hard, you know, guys. So I've decided I'm only going to put it through the wax, put the wax on it once, that's it, not twice, because I've been doing it twice. I think it's a bit too much, because it's making, look, it's making it really stiff. So yeah, just trying to see what number we're on now. Oh no, she's not gone to sleep, she's down. Come on, Tay-Tay. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to put this little one back to bed. Hang on a second. Okay, I am back now. Oh, okay. I've forgotten where I was. I was down here, weren't I? So yeah, it's made the fabric really stiff again. But never mind, doesn't matter. Whoops, I'm trying not to go through the stitch. Oh, forget it. There we go. See, even I make mistakes too, guys. Just cut up some gorgeous chocolate cake. Absolutely lovely, from the birthday cake that was left over. It was yummy. I've seen there's this thing going around on TikTok. It's an app where you can put a filter on your face and it shows you when you were like you know, a young girl or a young woman. Oh gosh, I thought the amount of people I've seen doing it, but I think it'd be quite upsetting actually to see yourself look like that again. You'd be like, oh my gosh, is that really what I looked like? Because I don't think that you know what you look like at the time. How beautiful that we all once were when we were young. It's upsetting, isn't it? Or is it just me? I'd rather not see myself and just remember myself in my brain what I look like or what I think I look like. And my friend was telling me the other day that there's this app as well that you can put it on a photo, so of one of your deceased relatives, and it makes them come back to life again. So it makes their eyes move and their mouth move and all that. And I think, oh, that would be really upsetting, wouldn't it? You know, I don't like things like that. I'd rather not not see it, because it would upset you. It's my little girl laughing now. She's like Mummy's shadow at the moment. Just wants to be around me all the time. And she doesn't want to go to bed until I go to bed now, which is really bizarre because, you know, she's always been very, very independent. So the fact that she wants to stay up until I go up, I don't know, it's kind of strange to me. I'm not used to it from her because usually it's the other one that's a bit like that. So, I don't know. Right. We stitch along a bit more on this. And then we will have a look at this beaded cross stitch that I said I would show you guys. You singing, Tay Tay? That's her singing now. Right, I'm just had to mute it then for a second because Natalia needs to get to bed and she's not going, unfortunately. She seems to think it's great fun and games to play me up at bedtime, as you can hear. Okay, I'm back once again. Okay, here we go. just put Frozen 2 on for them for about the 1100th time. I've been getting lots of migraines still again, but I think that could be where my eyes are adjusting to the glasses, perhaps, I don't know. I feel like this is a really boring colour for you guys, for me to be stitching to, but it's a new start, isn't it? So we're gonna eliminate some of the boring colours first. There. Honestly. If you're wondering why I'm stitching like this now, guys, it's because I'm tired. The eyes are going. I've been diamond painting today, you see, as well. So been diamond painting one of my bubble rounds for my event that I'm doing for my birthday month. I think I'm going to have to do a separate video dedicated to me explaining a bit about that, because I don't think some people are quite understanding what I meant. I mean, I say it's an event, but I don't really think it is an event, to be fair. Okay. You know what I could do to change this colour a bit, because of where it's not an interesting colour. I could do that bit, couldn't I, going up there? If my eyes don't let me down. Because I'm feeling tired now, guys. See, this is it. Cross stitch really relaxes me, makes me feel really like too relaxed that I could fall asleep, and I have actually fallen asleep mid cross stitch before and woken up and I'm like, oh, what am I doing, you know. That's another one of my symptoms at the moment, is I'm really tired all the time. I fell asleep editing a video the other day, sat upright at a computer, you know, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, and the thing is I'd actually gone to sleep at a decent time the night before, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Maybe I'm lacking some iron or something. I mean, I am a vegetarian, so it is possible. But yeah, I could sleep for England at the moment, but then it could also be the weather, because it has been snowing a lot here in the UK. So, well, I say a lot for us, not a lot for like places like Canada and stuff like that. But we don't usually get snow, you see, so any snow is a lot for us, to be fair. Just making sure I'm not going out of shot here. So yeah, I think I'll get to the end of this floss and then I'll do some of this, whatever colour it is. Although I can feel I'm getting slower and slower here, guys. Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay guys, right, I've got the next colour in. It's like a real soft aqua blue colour. DMC code 964. So yeah. I'm sitting here struggling with my eyes, and would you believe it, I've just realised I've got a magnifier right next to me. Oh my gosh, what am I like? Honestly, that's better. I can see it perfectly now, although it's got fingerprints all over it. So yeah, I'm going to get myself a craft lamp. I've decided, one that's from the floor to the table, so I can sort of move it around the living room, wherever I am sitting to at the time. It's a nice shade of floss, this one is, actually. Whoops, just saw me hit the thing there. Can you hear Rio at all? That's the noises that she makes when she's asleep or when she's dozing and she can hear me talking. She makes those funny squealing noises. It's horrible. It sounds like she's being tortured. But I think it's just where she's half asleep, but she's still sort of trying to communicate. I've had her out quite a bit today as well, so I don't know. She needs to just shush and go to sleep, Rio. She actually did then. No, she's got something to say. Honestly. I feel like I've inherited another child with that parrot. I really do. Go to sleep. I'm not really seeing much difference between the shades here. She's blowing me kisses now in her sleep. Whoops. Don't ever stitch if you're like me, if you're tired, guys. It's always a disaster, trust me. There you go. All right, Rio. Well, she could be dreaming, I suppose, couldn't she? She could be dreaming. God, my stitches look really good underneath this craft light. Quite impressed with myself there. Whoops. There we go. There we go. There. So there's that bit all done. Just trying to see where this next stitch is. I don't think there is one in this section. It jumps up to here then. So I'd have to cast off and then go up there. You have to excuse my daughter, guys. So guys, that's where I'm going to leave this stitch along. So as you can see, we've stitched a bit along here, and we've done some of this lovely gorgeous blue, and we've done some of the white as well. Okay, so I'm going to just grab my beaded cross stitch so I can show you very quickly. Zoom out a bit. So I can show you really quickly what, right. Okay. Now, this is the little beaded cross stitch that I've started working on. As you can see, it's a rose. So this one I purchased myself off of Amazon. And as you can see, it says it was, well, I think it's been made in Czech Republic, and I think this is the language there. I'm not sure if that's Russian, Ukrainian, so please forgive me. I don't want to offend anyone if it is. I don't know. It just says the manufacturer reserves the right to change the type and colour of components, so it's obviously copyrighted. I'm just trying to see. It doesn't say. It does not say where it's been made. So I'm just going to go with Czech Republic. That I think that's where it's been made, okay? But I got this one off of Amazon because I wanted to try something different, and trust me, this is different. So all the instructions, there we go. Ukrainian, it comes in the instructions, Russian and English, so I was wrong. So it does come in 3 languages: Ukrainian, Russian and English. See, now I can't tell the difference between Ukrainian and Russian. So I'm not going to even try to hazard a guess at it. Okay. But there, it tells you in English how to do it, how to thread, which positions to put your needles through, and how to angle your beads, all of that. Okay. And this is the pattern that comes with it, which is a bit wow out there for me. So it's quite tricky. These are the beads that come with it. As you can see, we've got some lovely colours there, but it's tricky as in the sense of this is the thread that you're supposed to thread it through on, but it's really flimsy, guys. So what I did was I actually cut it, took out a thread, rolled it in half and then put it through the needle. The needle that came with it was silly. That's all I'm going to say about it, because it was the most tiniest little flimsy thing ever. And yeah, this is what I did so far. So obviously I've still got to learn. It's really tricky to get these beads lined up in a certain way. So it really is, it's not easy, guys. It's not easy at all, because the bead has got to be facing that way, I think. Well, it could be that way. I don't know, it depends which way you're looking at it, but it's quite intricate, and it's very delicate. And because this doesn't have the holes, as you can see, it's been printed on this like fabric that's very satiny feel, you know. And I love the feel of the fabric, but it would have been nice if it would have been on Aida cloth, to be honest with you, because it's a lot easier to put your needle through a hole that's already there than to have to force it through yourself. So yeah, I think once I've done a couple of lines of it, maybe it should line up a bit, but that's where I got to so far. I didn't even finish one line because I got fed up of it, guys. I got fed up, if I'm honest, but I will persist and I will let you know how I get on with it, because it's not easy, because you have to keep changing the bead, plus you have to follow the pattern, you know. It's yeah, interesting to say the least. Okay, so there's the first one I got. So hang on, I'll show you quickly the beads that came with it. It's all in baggies, so that's good. We've got reds, pinks, greens, and they are tiny, as you can see. 2 different shades of greens. I think there's about 10 colours. So a dark red there, gorgeous pink, lovely colours, and it should look lovely once it's completed. It's just getting it completed. So just hang on 1 second, I'll show you the next one. Okay, so the next one I got was this one. Please excuse the state of my table because it's just a mess. Okay, so this one is just the same thing. It's on fabric. So it's not on Ada cloth, it's on fabric, the same sort of like satiny feel cloth, and yeah, it's called Lace Heart, and I saw this and I thought, oh, that's really lovely. But then I thought I'd start off with the smaller one first to get a gist of what I'm doing. Again, I purchased it off Amazon. They're very expensive though, guys. You know, I mean, these kits were reduced, and I think they still cost me about £10 each from what I can remember. They may have gone up, they may have gone down by now, I don't know. But look, I haven't even took it off the board, because I thought, yeah, we'll try the little one first and then we'll have a look at that. I think it was a bit bigger than what I was expecting because Louise being Louise didn't read. I didn't read the size, no. But that's a fabric. So again, it's like a real satiny, silky sort of feel. And again, the holes aren't already through it, so we have to force the needle again. And this one only has 4 colours, which makes life a little bit easier, I guess. But yeah, I actually like this material though. I think once the beads are on there, it's gonna look gorgeous with this. Okay, so these are the beads itself. That one is, did I say the size? No, 22.5 centimetres by 20 centimetres, but I think that's the overall size of it, and the stitching area would obviously be less. Whereas the other little one, well, that was only a tiny one. That one was 12 by 12 centimetres. But I think it's always best if you're trying new things to go as small as possible. So then that way, if you don't like it, you don't feel as guilty then, do you, for finding it out if you don't like it. But let's have a look at this. I can show you the needle actually that comes with it, because it is tiny. Oh, 2 needles in this. These are the needles, so you can see they're just so tiny. They're like really, they bend really easy. They're very, very sharp, and the hole to get the thread through is just tiny as well. And I'll be honest with you, they're not very nice needles to work with, if I'm honest. That's why I just got a 14 count needle in the end. But yeah, I did try though, and work with those needles. Anyway, right, so there's the thread, which is really, really thin as well, but then it would have to be to go through the whole of the needle. And these are the colours that are lovely. So we can see we've got gorgeous orangey colour there. We've got a red. You have to excuse the singing. I think my children are now singing upstairs. Well, the elder one is anyway. So these are the red, one of the shades of red. gorgeous. But they are really tiny, so you can imagine when you're trying to get it on that needle, guys, oh, you're just like it goes flying across the room. And yeah, patience. You need a lot of patience, as you do with cross stitch and diamond painting to a degree. Now these, well, I was going to say they look different sizes, but now on closer inspection, no, I don't think they are actually. I think they might be the same size. Yeah, I think they are all the same size. And then these ones, now these ones aren't as shiny, are they? They're like a matte colour instead of a shiny colour. But maybe they're meant to be like that. I don't know. I don't know, guys. As this is my first attempt. They do look a bit dusty though. Interesting. But yes, comment down below if you have done any beaded cross stitch like this, or are interested in doing beaded cross. I know Michelle is, that's why I'm showing you these kits now. But yeah, it's interesting because they look different sizes, but I don't think they are. I think it is just the colour that throws you off, that makes you think they're bigger, but they're not. But anyway, so yes, I'm not going to give a time limit as to when I'm going to start these projects, because I think they would try the patience of a saint, if I'm honest, just looking at them. But I will give them my best shot, guys, and I will let you know how I get on. I might do a stitch along with them, or I might not. I don't know yet. I don't know. Okay. Right, I'm just going to pause the video, put these away, and then I will say goodbye for the end of the Flosstube video. So just hang on 1 second. One thing I forgot to show you was the pattern that comes with it, guys. Look at that. Oh my gosh. It really is like cross stitch all over again. And diamond painting. I'm going to be having nightmares about these funky symbols, I tell you. We've got a dot, we've got a crescent of a moon, we've got a love heart, obviously, and half a square. So that's the symbols that I'm working with on this. Wow. Wow. But, you know, to be honest, when I was stitching on the flower, I wasn't really looking at the symbols, because I kind of knew, you know, there's only 2 shades of green, and you can sort of go by the back shading of the pattern anyway, because it matches up to the same as the bead, or it should do anyway. But maybe not in this one. I don't know. It's by the same company. So anyway, hold on a second, guys. So back to the end of the Flosstube now. So I hope that helps, Michelle. Just look up beaded embroidery on Amazon, and hopefully you'll be able to find a kit similar to this, or you might even be able to still find the kit. I bought these many moons ago. I'll see if I can have a look and find the link for the beaded cross stitch. If I can't, then I do apologise about that, but I did buy these a while ago. Anything else I need to say? No. From one very tired cross stitched and diamond painted crazy woman here. I hope you all have a beautiful, blessed, peaceful remainder of your weekend, okay? And keep crafting, obviously. Any comments, any questions you've got, leave them in the video comment section here, and I will try my best to get back to you. And if I don't reply, then I will reply to them in my next Flosstube. I think that's the best thing I'm going to do from now on, because sometimes I forget to reply, guys. I'm forgetting my own name at the moment, actually. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. If I don't reply on the comment section, then I will reply in the Flosstube video itself, okay? Or when I'm next, you know, when I do a next Flosstube. Okay guys, so take care, God bless. Thank you for bearing with this chatty woman. Please like, subscribe, share, comment down below, follow me on TikTok and Instagram and Crazy Porky's Diamond Art, and hit the little notification bell which will notify you of my future video uploads. Okay, take care, God bless, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye for now guys. Bye.